What is going on, everybody? We have a great show for you today. This is coming out of Myrtle Beach from the Salt and Honey Grill, where there's a pastor and his wife who are accusing this establishment of racism. Apparently, well, I would get into it normally, but I think the pastor can probably describe it a little bit better for you. He kind of knows what's
Always
actually
better from the
going on.
worm's mouth. Yep.
Yeah,
From the person's mouth.
from the person's mouth. I don't know who that is.
He told my wife and I that black people are not welcome in his establishment and that I can leave and I'm barred from his restaurant. I'm down here in Myrtle Beach at Salt and Honey. I was so excited to get here because it's a TikTok sensation. I heard that the food was extremely good. And so my wife and I, we visit here, right here, Salt and Honey. And we ordered our food. My wife ordered a steak and eggs, and I ordered some eggs Benedict. And my wife sent back the steak because it wasn't cooked to her liking. So when the waitress took it back to the kitchen, the chef said that's the way it's supposed to be, and they brought the same plate back to our table and said, you just have to eat it, that's the way it's supposed to be. Who heard of anything doing like that? That's so unhealth department. That's health department regulations that I need to call the health department on. You don't do that. If it's not cooked to my specification, then you need to prepare it the way that we asked for it. But that wasn't the topic, guys. The owner of the restaurant came to the table and said he Googled how a medium well steak is supposed to look, and that's the way it's supposed to look. And so after we were not satisfied, the owner of Salt and Honey down here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, he told my wife and I that black people are not welcome in his establishment.
All right. Well, hold up. Really fast here. I don't know if I'm buying anything this guy is putting down. Maybe he did get less than stellar service. Maybe he did. For a fact,
I'm sure. Yeah,
maybe the steak wasn't cooked to their liking. But I mean, I don't know.
But he's saying the statement was specifically, I don't want black people in here. But yet he allowed you.
Well,
If you're saying that's what he's saying, that's contradictory to what happened because you guys were served.
well, yeah. How would you even sit
And
down
you
in the
guys ordered
restaurant?
food.
Mm-hmm.
You guys returned the food. Apparently, there was a discussion that had that did not go well. Um, but now all of a sudden, you're telling me that he's saying you're not welcome there, but yet you were welcome there, and there just was a disagreement on the service.
Yeah. How would you even
Um,
be allowed in the restaurant? Is my kind of
yeah,
question.
I mean, you ordered. You did, clearly that what you said. You're saying that this gentleman's policies are clearly aren't the policies because you were able to be a customer there. So I'm kind of confused there. How
Yeah, that's what I'm
you're
saying
saying after the
exactly.
fact now there's the rule, but again, that makes no sense to your story because you were there as a customer, ordered food, got served it to
Yeah.
you, complained about said food. People gotta understand this too. Like, yeah, obviously, restaurants, you definitely would expect it to get it the way that you want, but if they're trying to explain to you the way that you ordered it is this way according to our cooking standards, they are a private business, just like we've said in numerous, or I've said in numerous segments. Private businesses do reserve the right to service only who they want. That is literally within their authorization, authority. They are allowed to serve if they believe a certain customer is not
Oh,
following their policies, following their rules that they set for their environment, for their atmosphere, for their restaurant. They can ask you to leave.
oh.
That's absolutely well within their rights. Whether the gentleman said because you're black, I mean, again, that makes no sense
Would
based
that
off
make
of you
any
were already a
sense?
customer then.
I highly, one, I can't see that happening. Two, listen, I've never sent food back anywhere in my entire life. Even if somebody messes up my order, I normally just eat it. Now, I'm not saying you should do that.
Steak's
I'm,
usually the only thing.
I'm very
Like I want my
non-confrontational.
steak. Like if you overcook my steak, I'm not gonna eat it.
Well,
That's like the only thing that I would
I,
say. Like, hey, if if it was close, anywhere close, I'm not sending that back. But if you send me a well done steak when I order medium rare, yeah, I'm sending it back. That's the only way.
But that's a big difference.
That's just me. Yeah, that's just me.
But also, what I'm going to say too is I've cooked maybe a few dozen steaks in my life. I'm not a novice with it exactly, but if you're a chef,
cook steaks regularly.
You were cooking
multiple
probably,
times a day.
You're probably cooking a few dozen steaks in a day, especially in a week.
Especially at a grill a grill house. Yeah, they were cooking steaks regularly, hourly.
So I'm not gonna call this gentleman a liar. Obviously, we're gonna get into both sides of the story, but one, it sounds like to me you're being a difficult customer. Not to say, hey, if your order is wrong, can you fix this?
Yeah,
fine, whatever. And that's within your right. You're the customer, but it doesn't. To me,
but the story just doesn't check again for his claim, especially of including race into it. It's like you were a customer before the argument.
Yeah, you got to sit down.
Now
you got to order.
There's this racial treatment. Like, wait a minute, you were a customer already.
Yeah, you already were a customer.
Goes against with what you're stating. Like I'm confused here, unless you're saying that he just made up the rule at the end of the argument, which that just doesn't sound logical, but
yeah, it could be. All right, well, let's
nothing's impossible, I guess.
Let's hear him out.
And that I can leave and I'm barred from his restaurant. We cannot continue to support establishments in Myrtle Beach or anywhere else that does not welcome black people and their money. The only thing he had to do was remake the steak. But this gentleman told me that my wife and I was not welcome in his restaurant, that black people play with his money too much. Just wanted to let you guys know that. I hope this goes viral. I don't know his name because he wouldn't give me his name, but he is the owner.
So, okay, so based off of the statement that he just said, it sounds like maybe the person, the manager or whatever, I don't know what title they are, may have made the statement that said black people play with his money too much.
That's from what his perspective is, yeah. From what he's telling us.
At least from what he's saying. But that's just his observation and opinion. Is it a biased opinion? Clearly, if that really was what it was said and everything, that is definitely a biased opinion. But he's allowed to have a biased opinion. You were still a customer. But apparently there was enough argument that you became a customer they no longer wanted to have in their establishment because of the issues that were being created. And that is absolutely a right that any restaurant has.
Yep. I wanted to play this. I think this woman has a pretty reasoned take on it, and then we're going to get into the restaurant's response. But I think it's always important in these situations to try to get both sides of the story.
Absolutely. There's always three sides to the story.
Yep, normal.
So I saw a video. Did you guys see that video about the Salt and Honey Grill in Myrtle Beach where a pastor and his wife, said that they were asked to leave and told that the restaurant did not cater to black people. They didn't serve black people. And
I did see that video, yes.
In their restaurant. Well,
we just did.
Originally when I saw the original video, I thought, oh my God, that's horrible. So I go down a rabbit hole.
And obviously, I don't know the demographics of Myrtle Beach, but I know it's a tourist town, and I guarantee you this would be like an offing of themselves. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? If you were to do something,
they would be shooting themselves as a business. Yeah.
Yeah. This would be. I can't say the word.
If everything that the pastor said was 100% factual, it would not be good for the business.
It does.
Sure.
I can't say the word, but it starts with S and it ends with whose side.
Oh, and then I see a black guy, and he's saying that basically he didn't believe the pastor. So I thought he was. Yeah, you know what I thought he was doing. So I go down the rabbit hole, and then I find I agree with this man. I absolutely agree with him. I don't believe the pastor. I don't believe the manager of the restaurant said I don't remember. We don't want black people here. Or we don't cater to black people. I don't remember exactly what he said.
He said that I guess because he was black, and after he'd already sent the food back, he encouraged him to leave.
They're always hurting his money and stuff. Yeah,
he's hurting his money, and I think he generalized it, or this is the story the pastor said. He generalized it, said black people as a whole play with his money too much, and that they're not welcome there because of their skin color.
But basically, he said that the restaurant told him that they don't like black people in their restaurant.
Yes.
Now, it's highly unlikely that the manager said that because, keep in mind the cooks are in the back, so we don't see the cooks.
True.
So the pastor didn't know that both of the cooks are black.
Oh.
That's one thing.
Oh.
Secondly, so it's highly unlikely that the manager would have made such an anti-black comment knowing that the two cooks in the
I
back
wouldn't think
were
so.
black. So I don't think he
It
said
wouldn't-
that.
yeah.
Secondly,
Yeah, that
Logical.
would seem pretty insane that you're going to make a comment like that when the
Your work
people that
staff
you're
is the
denigrating
people
are
you're
also the
supposed to be
people,
talking about.
people that you are employed and you're trusting to run your restaurant and do, obviously
Yeah,
a job
and
for your
make you
restaurant,
money, yeah.
or the people who are cooking the food. That would seem pretty insane to me. Mm-hmm.
the manager came out and he made a statement and he said what happened was the couple sent back multiple items. They couldn't be satisfied. So he asked them to leave. He said he would comp their meal or pay for their meal, and he asked them to leave. The pastor didn't videotape, or at least he didn't post a videotape, or he didn't go live until he got outside. He didn't post any conversation or any...
That's true. We have no footage from inside the restaurant. We don't know what the meal looked like. We don't know about the confrontation inside. None of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, this is why, you got to get all three sides
You
of
got
the
to get
story.
all stories.
Mm-hmm.
dialect that he and the manager had, he only went live outside. I don't believe the pastor, y'all. I think the pastor was lying, and I think everybody who made a negative video or review about that restaurant owes those people apology. And then there was another video where a guy said
Well, there shouldn't be anybody bandwagoning on it anyway. There should be, unless you have a negative experience at the specific place. And I would think, for me,
One way or the other, yeah.
I don't know. It'd have to be pretty damn terrible for me to leave a bad review on any place. But that's just me.
Especially if it's not based off of an actual experience. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then
personal
you can't do it at all then. No, that's just insane. All this brigading and stuff like that. No, I don't agree with brigading.
that he believed the pastor because when he called the restaurant...
I'm not Hamas Piker.
They had a nasty attitude. Well, wouldn't you have a nasty attitude if a lie was destroying the reputation of your 25-year plus restaurant?
Yes.
You'd have an attitude too. So yeah, I don't believe the pastor. I don't think the pastor was pastoring that day. I think the pastor and his wife couldn't be satisfied. They sent back multiple items and the staff got sick of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I like a manager who supports his staff like that. I absolutely love it because customer service.
That's what it seems like happened. Yeah.
Extremely hard. It's one of the hardest jobs.
And she's correct about that too. I've worked in customer service. It's a thankless job. People, not everybody, obviously. There's some customers who are very nice, but a lot of people think they can come in and abuse you. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't understand that mentality, but I know a lot of people have it. It's a power trip for them. I could send this back. I could send that back. I guess they never saw the movie Waiting, but unless and yeah, you can send stuff back. I'm not saying you can't, but it's like, just be nice and courteous about it. And I think normally people will fix stuff and they won't give you a problem.
And honestly, I was gonna say I've been in the position. As long as you handle it properly, I would always be okay with helping resolve your issue. But as soon as you start getting rude or disrespectful to me, I'm sorry, my want to help you is
it drops completely, of course.
Yeah.
So this is the last word, I guess, or the last word we have of now. I don't think we're going to cover this story again. It's not that serious, but the restaurant responds. In its response, the restaurant claims that McCoy and his wife, or McCoy up here, pastor, man of God, and his wife requested that several items be remade. Well, that is not what he said in the original video. He said one specific item being a steak that they wanted cooked a little further. So that's a contradiction. And that the restaurant's cook and server both valued black team members, did their best to accommodate these requests. I.e., I would imagine referring to the servers or the cooks, who I guess, well, the server they would know, the cook they wouldn't know was also African American, black, whatever you want to call it. The statement goes on to claim that the restaurant offered to cover the couple's entire bill when it became clear we could not meet their expectations, and then inform the couple the restaurant would no longer be able to serve them. All right, so at no point were any comments made about race or any group of people. The statement reads, "Our only goal was to protect and preserve a healthy working environment for our staff and a peaceful dining experience for our customers." And that is their response. And it says down here, response to the restaurant's post range from loyal customers remembering favorable experience with the establishment and its owners to those sharing their intentions not to dine at the restaurant out of support for McCoy and his wife. No further action has been taken by the couple or the restaurant regarding the matter. But listen, obviously, it's like you said before, the truth is, I'm sure, somewhere in between.
Yeah.
But, it sounds...
I truly hope that doesn't... the locals and the tourists all don't take that review at face value and give them a chance to give them an actual personal experience and grade them off your personal experience, because we already know what happens when you hear a story from one person.
I mean,
it's not always exactly how it happened.
Reverend McCoy here gave his experience, and the restaurant
and we've
gave
already verified
their experience.
Holes in the story already. One steak turns into 3, 4, 5 items, and
to me it looks like
it's a race thing.
To me it looks like somebody who's going in there to try to get free food, who probably wasn't going to tip that well, and they were probably looking for a problem, in all honesty.
Well, that's assumptions right there about the tip and everything like that. But the fact that the restaurant
they came out with a state.
The restaurant offered to pay for the meal, and
I think the restaurant
they were still complaining
they did
about
comp
everything.
the meal, but
so they didn't even accept a payment from them for the ordeal that apparently it caused.
Well, they're not gonna. So what are you saying? How's that an assumption? Then they're not gonna tip. They got free food for complaining too much. How is that? That's not an assumption.
I've been at tables where people would get comped items and give a bigger tip to the waitress. I mean, it does happen.
What restaurant have you worked at?
I've been a part of a table where somebody else did that. Like they would I forget exactly scenario, but basically along the lines where their portion of the meal was comped because there was an issue, so they threw in a bigger tip to the waitress because they didn't have to pay for the meal.
My assumption of it, at least, this guy went in looking for free food, and they just eventually said, "Listen, we're not going to put up with your demands." He got what he wanted. Yep. He got what he wanted, but it probably wasn't to the extent he wanted it. He wanted free food, which he got. They sent back multiple. I've never sent back anything in a restaurant.
And that's another thing.
Am I just lucky? Maybe I'm just lucky.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're telling me they screwed up every single item that you guys ordered? That's not believable.
I've never sent back a single thing. I cannot imagine how you'd be in a place where you throw multiple things at once.
Yeah,
I just don't see it happening. So
that sounds like a catastrophic restaurant experience.
My assumption is that this guy was going to go in and he planned on doing this purposefully, especially since he accused them of racism, and they're saying, well, the cooks were black. So
yeah, apparently the server was too. Anyway, well, the story continues to really not line up with what he was painting.
It doesn't seem that way, but hey, listen, everybody, hey, shout out to everybody who's in customer service. It's not an easy job. I hope you guys make your tips. I really do, because it's like I know I've done it for a little bit. It's like it sucks.
No tax on tips.
No tax on tips. I guess that's a thing that's coming. But yeah, this is just like, I don't know. I couldn't deal with it personally. It's just like you got to kowtow to these people. The customer is always right. Yada yada yada. I don't know who came up with that slogan, but I think they're dead wrong. But that's just me. I think that's just me. The customer is not always right. Sometimes the customer is just an asshole. That's what I think.
Definitely not a person in service. That was a paper pusher.
Probably, yeah. Well, we're gonna leave it there. Hopefully, everybody. I mean, hey, let us know down below if you've ever gone to this restaurant in South Carolina.
Let us know your personal experience.
What's it called? What is it called again?
Salt and Honey.
Salt and Honey. Yeah, that's what it was.
Grill?
Yeah. Let us know if your experience with the Salt and Honey Grill. I guess it's like a viral thing in Myrtle Beach. It's pretty big on TikTok. They have their own account and whatnot.
And not for racism.
Well, that remains to be seen, I guess. But I'll let
at least by one account so far.
By one account, it's a known place for racism. But we'll let the comments decide. Anyway, yeah. Comment down below, like the video, share it out, and we will catch you in the next one.
Take it easy.